Today, Formula One opens up at the Bahrain International Circuit. It looks as if we're here just in time, as the practice session will get underway shortly. Welcome then to all our viewers, and of course to Anthony Davidson as well. Now Ant, I wanted to ask you, obviously there's a lot of hard work involved in these sessions, a lot of simulations as well. Is this something the drivers enjoy, or is it just a routine that becomes a chore?
There's nothing routine about driving a Formula One car, I can tell you that. 300 kilometres per hour down the straights, 4G through the corners. It's hard to ignore those forces acting on your body. It's lap after lap of hard, exhausting work. You always enjoy driving these cars, it's a real privilege. Although I must say, if you're having a day where you can't get the car to do what you want and it's generally underperforming, then it's a lot harder to stay motivated. But never a chore, no. Even if you're having a tough start to the weekend, at this point you know that if you work hard at it, there's still an opportunity to turn things around.
So hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for a brand new F1 2019 video. We're here in Bahrain in the practice session, just getting started with the practice program tests and documentation tests. Pretty easy. The only thing that we're going to be achieving on that practice session, purely because I had this up on 105 difficulty, and later I realized that 105 difficulty, personally for me, I think is very difficult, at least for the practice program tests. So for the race on this episode and for the rest of the season probably, is going to be on a 100 legendary AI. The AI is just way too hard this year, and I've realized that I make a mistake here on the tire management test, slightly touch the curb there and completely just dust the car onto the wall, like that. Practice one was over, but yeah, the AI is very tough, so I decided turning down to 100 for the race and for the qualifying also. And let's see how we do in this race, and from then on, if it's way too tough for me on 100 AI, I would give up this career. But don't worry, at 100 AI is fine for me. It's not that tough. It's like a normal AI where I can actually put a fight and be just that little bit good on the game and start to improve. If we actually get any better in the game and start improving a lot, then we might actually bump it onto the 105 ultimate AI. But for the time being, it's like the good old days, 100 legendary AI, and we're good with that. I mean, I'm happy, with that kind of AI. But that was the practice sessions, nothing really to say. We failed almost all the tests, apart from the track acclimatization test. From that on, we failed completely, we failed massively. 2.7k Roosters points, that's something good. After Q and after the race, then I might be doing the upgrades on the engine, the chassis, the aerodynamics, all that good stuff for the car. And next up we had the qualifying session, which wasn't really that good, to say the least. It was on legendary AI and I still struggled a lot for quali pace on this track. For some weird reason, I didn't really know why we were struggling so much. We've already set a lap and it was putting us on 90th position, not that good to say the least, but still we were on our final lap on a fresh set of super soft tires, trying to get that promotion to Q2. I wanted to go for the first time in this McLaren on Q2, but we still got a long time to go. It's this video was also before the performance parts, so the McLaren is still the third or second slowest car. After the performance parts, I think from China and on, or from not China, from back when on, after the performance patch, we're going to be standing as I think the fifth fastest car on the grid, with the lowest, with the worst engine actually on the field. So with this lap we've had a 5/10 improvement going into the final corner. That might even be 6/10 if we have a good exit. That's going to be a 5/10 improvement, and it's going to put us on P16. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to put us into Q2, and also Lando Norris set just about an identical lap, almost not even a tenth faster than me, but still he beat us. So yeah, we're going to be starting from 17th position, not way not too far away from Q2, so not the worst qualifying session, and only 1/10 behind my teammate. So with a good start, and if we actually have a good race pace, we could build up and have a pretty good race tomorrow. It could be a fantastic performance. You never know what you're gonna get. But still, 17th position for the race, behind our teammate, and ahead of the two Williams and the Alfa Romeo of Antonio Giovinazzi. Let's get into the race.
The curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of Sakir as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1 of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. Alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about young. No grid penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
Yeah, it can be very disheartening when you have a bad qualifying session, and even more so when you get to the grid for the race and you can't even see the start line because of all the cars ahead of you. It's just as well that Lucas has a reputation for hard work and determination, as he's going to need both today.
So here we are now onto the grid, starting from P17. Remember, 1 position behind our teammate, and my main target for every single race is to beat Lando. Last time in Australia, we just couldn't do it in the final couple of laps, but it's the same strategy again for Bahrain. Got off a little bit too early there, and it's the same strategy. The one stop, starting on the mediums, going for the hards. I think that's going to be the main strategy as long as we don't go into Q3, honestly. So pretty boring strategy, nothing really changed unless there's going to be some rain or something, which I'm not really expecting here in Bahrain. But even though it's called Bahrain, but it never rains, But still, we're lined up on the grid for the start of this race. It's these 3 lights, 4 lights, and now it's 5 lights. And it's lights out, and where we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We get off to a pretty good start, we're gonna try and get to the slipstream of Lando Norris. I see Russell going up the inside. I'm also going up the inside of a few cars. Russell goes for the huge dive bomb up the inside into turn 1. He cut a little bit the corner, but he's up into 11th position. Crazy to see a Williams up into 11th position already from the start of the Grand Prix onto turn 1. So he gained plenty of positions. Me too, I'm up into P12. And now we made slack on it with Russell because he went very slow into turn number 3. And now side by side I'm with George Russell. I'm gonna back off here a little bit because I see Russell going side by side with Dan and Ricciardo, so I could actually go for the dive up the inside here. We're gonna make slight contact there with George Russell, wheel-to-wheel contact though, not too scary, but very close. As you can see, the AI very aggressive already onto the first count of laps. I'm on hot lap ERS deployment, ERS mode, and now down into medium as we're gonna try and complete this move around the outside. Beautiful move on George Russell here, who's got the Mercedes engine to actually go on and re-overtake me now onto the start-finish straight. He's gonna make it. I'm on to overtake ERS mode to try and defend from George Russell. He goes up the inside, same as Devon Butler, that is in the Force India. I'm gonna try and go now in terms of the inside, stay on the inside line, make the move on George Russell, and that's going to be move done for me. Is he going to come back at me up the inside into turn number 3? He's going to go, or turn number 4 that might be it. And we actually stay ahead, clear ahead of George Russell. He's still very close to me though, so you never know if he's going to come back at me. Now lap number 3, the DRS has been enabled, and George Russell is going to try and go up the inside. He locks up his front tires there. He's going to try and maintain the position. I lose a little bit of traction there into turn number 1. And now George Russell still really trying to overtake me, still really trying to keep up with me. And it's pretty impressive to see a Williams staying and fighting with the Force India and the McLaren respectively there for George Russell. He ended up losing the position to Devon Butler, who's going to come up at me now. Same engine as the Williams, the Mercedes engine, really trying to put a battle with the Renault engine. Now onto the switchback move. We made the move stick. back in front of Devon Butler, and that is an amazing battle between me and Devon Butler as it progresses at the moment. The rivalry coming up from the GP2 category now onto the Formula 1 category. Devon Butler up the inside again, same move as previously. Can we make the same switchback as previously? No, we can't. And now Devon Butler didn't really get the best effects. It's now into this corner. We're gonna try and sneak it up the inside under this fast right-hander there. And down into 4th gear, we made the move stick again on Devon Butler. It's another move done. It's an amazing battle between me and Devon. Devon tries to go up the inside again. He makes the move stick. We're on the outside line, so we get a better exit, and we're gonna be holding on to our position. 11th position it is. Devon Butler started on the soft tire, so he might even be going for the 2-stop. We never know, as he's now under attack from a Renault of Nico Hulkenberg. Devon Butler goes for the dive up the inside. He locks up his front wheels, and he actually made contact with me on that dive. It was very, very tough braking there for Devon Butler. It's an amazing battle here between me and Devon. Devon, once again, up the inside. I lock up my front left tire and go a little bit wide on this corner. Devon actually goes wide again. We make the switchback move completed, and that's where we gain up. I'm lost for words now. This battle is amazing. We run wide here into this corner, and Devon Butler is gonna get back into us. We go into the slipstream of Devon Butler. We're gonna be having DRS onto the start finish straight, so I'm gonna go for the move on the start finish straight now on Devon Butler. Overtake mode on the ERS deployment. DRS is open, and we're gonna be going up the inside of Devon Butler into turn number 1. He brakes late as well. I brake a little bit later, go a little bit wider onto turn number 1. He tries to go for the switchback. He can't really make it, and that battle between me and Devon is really slowing the pack down. We make slack on it with Devon here. He goes up the inside. I'm gonna try and retake the position around the outside into turn number 4. Well, he doesn't give me any space at all there, Devon Butler, and he's gonna make the move stick up into P11. He's now. That's a great move there down from Devon Butler. He fought very hard for it, to be honest. Like 6 laps straight, we've been fighting like crazy. On lap number 9 though, he can't really get away from me due to the soft tires. I mean, the soft tires are wearing out right now quite a lot, so you know, he might be going for a stop in around a lap or so, and he might be going for the 2-stop. He might be choosing the 2-stop around the outside of Devon Butler. We're gonna go. It's a great move if we actually make it stick. We're still side by side with Devon Butler. Into the S's now. We're still on the inside line of Devon Butler. He makes the move stick there. Up the inside he went. He got guts. He got guts for fighting there, Devon Butler. It's an incredible fight between me and Devon Butler. I really enjoyed this battle so far. It's amazing. On lap number 9, we've been fighting for quite a long. I'm still right behind him. Those soft tires are not really holding him on, and he just doesn't really find any pace on those soft tires. Like, he can't really do that. On lap 11, you see, we're still very close to him. We should have been making a move so far, but you know, if he actually makes it onto the 1-stop and goes for the hards, as he's gonna now go for a pit stop on lap 11, trying to get the maximum slipstreaming out of him, and he actually goes into the pit stop. So if he goes for a set of hards, he could probably go till the end. So I don't really know what we're gonna be doing now with Devon Butler. He actually extended that stint on the softs, as now the Red Bulls that are on soft hard tires are gonna be making moves on me. I'm not really gonna fight them. We're on a different kind of race, but I'm really worried now about what Devon Butler does. If he goes on a set of hards, then he might actually overtake us in the pit stops. So
we're gonna box this lap, push hard on the in-lap.
we're gonna be actually going into the pit stops around a lap or so later, 2 laps later than Devon Butler. So that means that he's gonna go for a little bit of an undercut. On lap number 14, we enter the pit stops 2 laps later than Devon Butler. Let's see how much time has Devon gained, because pretty much the battle was between me and Devon. And it was a great battle, because it was a battle which would probably give one of us points. And here is Devon Butler, if I'm not mistaken. There he is. And he actually is going to gain a lot of time on me. That's a lot of time gained.
Stay clear of the white line on the exit.
it wasn't like that, let's just say.
Over into the track.
As Lucas Weber is actually, as I exit the pit stops, right behind me fighting a Haas. And Lucas Weber, now we're on a different battle with our former teammate from GP2. He goes up the inside of me onto turn number 4, and he's gonna actually complete a move. That's a great battle between me and Lucas Weber. Look at this, side by side on the S's. That's an incredible battle. We're still on the inside line, trying to, now in terms of the inside, make the move stick, stay ahead of Lucas Weber. We make slight wheel-to-wheel contact. Once again, slight contact here, side by side with Lucas Weber, and now into this corner. He's got the outside line. Can he make it around the outside into this move? But no, Lucas Weber has actually run wide. He's actually run wide, and he's gonna get overtaken from both the Haas and his team, and actually a Renault of Nico Hulkenberg there. So we actually made the move stick on Lucas Weber there. That was a crazy battle between me and Lucas Weber as we were on cold hard tires. So not the best kind of condition on those tires to give a fight, but as you can see on lap number 19, we've extended our gap from Alexander Albon, but we seem not to be able to catch up to the back of Devon Butler now that we are on both the same tires. He's got like 2 lap holder tires, so it doesn't really matter that much. So Devon Butler is actually gonna take those points. I'm not gonna be taking my first ever points on this race, but so far it's been a very good race. We started off from 17th position on the grid, got up to 11th, and yeah, we're just having a very good and relaxed race at the moment on that second stint. Not fights at all. Lap 26 now. As you can see, Nico Hulkenberg seems to be having an immense pace at the moment, having overtaken both an Alfa Romeo and a Toro Rosso of Alexander Albon. So with my tires actually wearing out on those final laps, he might actually have a go at me. So this could be the first battle of the second stint onto the final lap for 11th position. I mean, I'm not going to win anything from 11th position, but I don't really want to give up that position that easily, because, you know, I fought for it. It's 6 positions gained from the starting grid, and I really want to fight for it. Now, Nico Hulkenberg onto the final lap. Can he actually make up something of it here into turn number 4? He really isn't capable of diving into that corner, so not really ideal to go for a move there. But now, onto the back straight, it's going to be the final opportunity for Nico Hulkenberg to go for a move. Let's see, does he have a good exit? I'm putting race revs onto the engine, high ERS mode, and he's just not going to be able to go for a dive again onto the final lap. So that is going to be the race. Not any fights given onto the second stint. Unfortunately, we weren't able to catch up to Devon Butler and get those first points in the season. Even though, very good race, 11th position from 17th on the grid. Nice pace and made some great moves.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Leclerc seems so depressed. And his facial expression was just meh. You know, 3rd position, didn't win. But anyway, unlike Leclerc in the real life Bahrain Grand Prix, very unlucky. He dominated the race and couldn't win. But now back to the game. A very good race. The pace was good. In terms of fastest laps, I mean, if you see the fastest lap of Fitz car, we weren't actually meant to be in 11th position. The Renaults were faster, the Racing Points were faster, but still, Lando Norris had a terrible race for some weird reason. He ended up last and a lap down on the leader, Lewis Hamilton. So I don't know what's really happening with Lando in this race. Probably pretty unlucky race for him. George Russell with a very good race up into 15th position. Buster Williams actually gained positions. Lucas Weber, after the incident with me, he actually failed to get back into his pace. He fell down into 18th position. As for us, very good race. Missed out on the points just for that little bit from Devon Butler. but still, I feel like we had a very, very good race. And
Great work out there today.
interview time.
Let's have your thoughts.
Let's get into it.
You and Devon weren't far apart by the end of the race. How evenly matched are you?
I mean, by the end of the race, he built a gap. All that happened was on the first stint. We had an incredible fight, and I saw that even with a slower car, I can really fight with him.
You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
Yeah, we had a good start and just maintained our positions there. Pace was good. That's all that happened. I mean, we didn't really gain any positions on track after the start, but it was just that pace was actually looking very good.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Yeah, it was a good race. It was a very good race. I had the control of the car. I had a very good pace and maintained onto P11. That's pretty much all
Appreciate
I
your
did.
time.
McLaren rep increased there. Let's see our rivalry with Lando Norris. That's the first time we're going to beat him onto the second race. So that's just very good. Even though we're losing the rivalry by 2 points, we still have no rivals. So I guess we're going to be choosing a rival very, very soon. Probably into the next episode, which is going to be the Chinese Grand Prix. Now, 3k resource points. Of course, we're going to fail that. Qualifying 9th or better, that's just impossible. The team is giving me some very tough goals and some very hard expected qualifying and race positions, so I don't really know what to say about that. As you can see, the worst engine on the field. Quickly going to upgrade that. You know, we need to work on the engine area because that's where the McLaren hurts quite a lot. We're also going to be upgrading the quality and the efficiency of each department. We're going to be upgrading the chassis and the aerodynamics. So aerodynamics, we're going to be upgrading that. But let's just start off with the chassis. As you can see, we got the 4th best chassis on the game, and durability is going to be the last thing that I'm going to be upgrading. Before we go into the chassis, I'm going to be upgrading the department efficiency of the powertrain. Then we're going to be moving on to the aerodynamics. No, we're going to be moving on to the chassis, and we're going to be upgrading our chassis. And probably with that upgrade, we're actually going to be in front of Ferrari in terms of the chassis department. So that's quite good to see. We're getting a little bit better than the top teams already in some departments. And now for the final upgrade on the car, it's going to be a front wing main flap upgrade. So we're going to just be doing that. But yeah, the main area that the car hurts is the powertrain, the engine, pretty much. That's where we need to upgrade our car and get a little bit better than the other teams. And then I think we're going to be in to the top midfield fights and start fighting for points and all that. But that was it for today, guys. If you enjoyed, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter and on Twitch, and until the next video, guys, which is probably gonna be either The Rally 2.0, either F1 2019 or WRC7. I'll catch you later. Goodbye, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the big moment we've all been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, place your turntable in front of your guests.
Set the volume control in your stereo system at the preferred listening level.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Beat rock, beat rock, beat rock.